Hi, Dave McIntosh here with another video on Jerusalem. This time we're going to tour around the inside of the old city of Jerusalem, this amazing city with so much to offer. It has holy sites, ancient buildings, and an atmosphere like no other place. We are going to visit some of the holy sites and discover some of the ancient history and just walk around and enjoy the streets of Jerusalem. I'm also going to tell you what happened to me one morning really early as I walked down the street to the Western Wall. One of the things you need to know about this city is that it is central to three different faiths and what they believe. The Jews see the city as the place they need to go to worship and where the temple was built. The Christians see it as the place that Jesus died for their sins on the cross. The Muslims see it as the place that Muhammad ascended to heaven. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. So if you're ready, let's get going. Let's start by having a walk through the streets of the city. The streets are narrow and most of them are only for pedestrians. There are few that allow cars, but only early in the morning to make deliveries, and that's all. The streets are lined with shops and restaurants. The shops sell just about anything from clothes to produce, jewelry, antiques, spices, souvenirs, and places to eat. The people crowding the streets are from all over the world, which makes for an interesting walk. The shops are full of color with their products, and so are the streets with all the different nationalities. Just like about anywhere in the world, there are people ready to take your money, but not all of them are honest, so you have to be careful. Our tour is going to start near the east side of the old city, near the Lions Gate, at a church called St. Anne's Church. On the outside, it is a reasonably plain church, but the acoustics inside are what many people come here for. In fact, almost every group that comes here has to take turns singing a hymn just to appreciate the fullness of the acoustics that fill the building with sound. Right beside the church is the Pool of Bethesda with the 5 colonnades that is mentioned in the Bible, and it is where Jesus healed the paralytic. While it was a magnificent structure in Bible times, and nice to see and know it is a real place, today all you see are the ruins of the structure. Now we will walk down the Via Dolorosa to the Austrian Hospice. Here you can go up on the roof of the hospice and have a wonderful view of the whole area, which is exactly what we did. You can look southeast towards the Dome of the Rock and the Al-Aqsa Mosque, south towards the Dung Gate, and east towards the Tower of David and the Jaffa Gate. We spent some time up here enjoying the views and taking in all the different aspects of the architecture of the city. We didn't stay too long though, as it was a hot day and even hotter on top of the building. Now we're going to walk west a little bit further to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. We aren't going to spend much time here because we visited there in one of my other videos on the Via Dolorosa, but we will spend some time here. From the courtyard just outside the church, there is a staircase you can take to get up on the roof of the church, which gives you a completely different perspective. This is where one of the Stations of the Cross is located. It is quite large, with plenty of space to wander around. Inside the church is quite interesting. It is owned and operated by 4 different denominations, which makes it sometimes difficult as they seem to compete with each other for space. At the same time, its architecture is very beautiful. There are so many things to see and appreciate here. The Jaffa Gate is one of the main gates for both pedestrians and car traffic to enter the old city. And just inside the gate is the Tower of David. The tower is a large structure, and it's quite interesting, I'm told, to wander through. But it has nothing to do with King David. It is more like a fortress than anything else, with its huge, thick rampart walls. It is also a place where people are able to gather and have a concert. One morning, I woke up early to go down to the Western Wall to spend a little personal time and to take some pictures. I started walking down David Street from the Tower of David. As I walked along, I heard footsteps behind me, and I was all alone on a street that was not lit very well, and it was 5:30 in the morning, so it was dark as well. It seems that Jewish people love to walk fast, and before long there was a man right beside me, and he said, "Hi, I'm Gabriel, and what's your name?" I told him my name, and he said, "Where are you going and what are you doing?" So I told him that as well. I was going to the wall to take some pictures. He said, "Take my picture." So I did. And then he was off, and I continued my journey down to the Western Wall. After taking several pictures, I sat down and leaned against the wall of a building and read for a bit, and then spent some time meditating. And before I knew it, there was Gabriel right in front of my face again. He said, "Hi, how are you doing? And take my picture." And so I took his picture again. It was amazing. And I often wonder if he was just a very friendly person, or whether he was an angel of the Lord sent to encourage me. Another time, right near the Western Wall, we took a tour under the city along ancient streets completely under the present city. As we walked along these passageways, we could see the ancient walls and arches of the city of hundreds of years ago. You could see the way they were built and their obviously fantastic structure to keep the present city on its shoulders, so to speak. As we walked along, we saw people standing, reading or praying, and were told that this was because where they were was the closest to where the Jewish temple was built by King Solomon, even closer than the Western Wall, that people were able to get, and that is why they came here. It truly was an unexpected and amazing tour. We also went up on what is called the Temple Mount. The area is controlled by the Muslims at the present time and is where Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Dome of the Rock are located today. The dome is where the Jewish temple used to be. We waited in line to get up there, as this was the only access for non-Muslims. The access takes you up by a wooden ramp and stairs right beside the Western Wall. We were able to go there and wander around, though non-Muslims are not allowed to enter either building. There is a large, beautiful park area between the two buildings. We took our time and walked around, though all women are required to maintain a strict dress code. The Dome of the Rock is an amazing building. It was amazing to be there, but also a bit unnerving. Our final stop will be the Western Wall, or Wailing Wall, itself. It is a wonderful piece of architecture. The huge square boulders piled on top of each other, and then to see small tufts of vegetation growing between them here and there. You can walk right up to the wall and touch it, though it is divided into two areas, one more than 2/3 for the men and the rest for the women. People are there early and stay late, and here again there is a dress code for women. You can see pieces of paper tucked into the cracks, and these are prayers that people have left. This is quite a holy place for the Jews, so some of them spend hours here every day hoping to gain favor with God. There's quite a ritual way for the Orthodox Jews as they come to this holy place. Some of the bindings you may notice in some of the pictures are to literally remind them to bind God's word on their hearts and minds. Here, though, anyone is able to come and spend time near the wall, but in my opinion, that is not what brings you closer to God. I trust you enjoyed this video and the other videos on my tour around Israel as we visited the country and the people here and saw a lot of things that I had never seen before. A friend of ours described it to me as this: before the trip, reading the Bible was like watching a TV, a black and white TV. After the trip, reading the Bible was like seeing it in living color. I wish for each one of you that you get the opportunity to go and visit this amazing country.